much all of our fields have perimeter fence on them already. It's old, so we usually run a lot of hot wire in the fall, but it's there, and they kind of know where the boundaries are. And most of our fields that we graze cover crops on are bordering pastures that we have, so they've still got access to the water in the pasture, and we just kind of let them float back and forth that way. So we don't set up. I have had to haul, like last year in the drought, I had to haul water to a field that didn't have great water access, but otherwise they just kind of use the creeks.
We would rather spend time putting in temporary polywire fences, rotating them to graze versus taking hay to them. And we feel like the animals are healthier too. So it's just a system that we think is a better system for our operation. Just hit it pretty, the stuff will grow so fast. So we try to hit it pretty hard. So we use pretty heavy stocking rates. And then we just rotate every day or two, use polywire and temporary fencing to give them small paddocks so that they will chew it down pretty good versus just getting picky and clipping off the tops. So we'll just give them a small area, move them on to the next area the next day. Most of what we graze has the ability where we can get to natural water. Or if we don't, we have places where we can have some temporary watering systems where we can bring water to them. Or we have, water on site from a farm site where they can walk a little ways to get to that as well.
Particular field, we don't have a water source, so we have to haul water to them every day. And a lot of people as they drive by might look at us thinking that we're crazy hauling water up here, that it's a lot of work. But we literally do that while we're choring, doing other things. So we just have a little tank in the back of our truck. We can drive up here and do this in 15 minutes. And the way we look at it is we're building soil health. The cows are getting fed out here. They're making it easier for us to plant it in the spring. So if you look at the amount of time we actually spend watering them versus fencing and moving them, we think it's a pretty good investment versus having to, say, till it in the fall, till it again in the spring, that sort of stuff. Plus, just the soil health aspects of it.
That's another investment calculation that you can make. If you're trying to determine what fields might be cost effective for you to graze cover crops on, you can again trade the feed value calculation for the fencing supply calculation. I can buy enough fencing supplies to put electric fence around the whole perimeter of this field for the equivalent cost of 3 round bales of hay. And that's a calculation that you can do and, make that trade-off of, is it worth it to either have the hay or the stored feed, or is it worth it to build the fence or supplement the fence with a hot wire to better contain cattle in that field, and you'll get a return on that investment. And land ownership makes a difference too. If you're gonna make that investment in own land of building perimeter fence versus making that investment on land that's rented.